Hi everyone, this is Avinash. Today we would like to discuss about Oracle HCM Cloud. So Oracle HCM Cloud was an ERP software. Let me come a brief introduction about the Oracle HCM Cloud. So Oracle provides so many softwares and offerings and so many products in the market. So likewise, we have Oracle HCM Cloud as a SaaS product. So SaaS product is nothing but within a cloud computing, they will offer a software as a service. For example, our HCM software is a complete ERP software where the Oracle company will offer as a service. You don't need to install this software, where the software will be available in the cloud. You need to take the subscription. So based on the subscription, they will provide the software and supporting databases and all those things. So let us have a brief introduction about the Oracle Cloud HCM. So coming to the Oracle Cloud HCM, it is an ERP software. First of all, an ERP software is nothing but enterprise resource planning. So within an organization, they require a software for forming and to have the information to be prepared for their enterprise structure and their work structures and their employees information and how they process the salaries and all those information. So they require a software for managing all these operations. So that's the reason why Oracle has developed the ERP software within the cloud named as Oracle Fusion HCM. So Fusion HCM Cloud will give you end-to-end HR lifecycle. So for example, we can have a life cycle of an employee starting from the hire to retire or resignation within this organization. So first they will attract the talent, and after that they will hire and onboard the employees, and they will set the goals so that they can perform their targets and all those things. And next they will monitor the performance of the employees based on the performance management and all those things. So how they provide the compensation to the employees, how they pay the salaries and other additional benefits, and employees how they will grow with the development talent and all those things from one position to the another position. So we can review the talent and other reported reports. For example, we do have OTBI reports inbuilt in Oracle Fusion HCM. So time and leave, for example, we can manage the leaves by using the absence management, and we can record the time by using Oracle Time and Labor. And we can pay the benefits by using the special benefits plans in the benefit schemes. And after that, a managed person organization, for example, we can manage the organization where the organization can acquire so many organization clubs into it. And finally, the employees optimizing the workforce and till the employee retire from this organization. Total, the life cycle of the employee could be monitored or managed by the HR. So finally, our HCM cloud will do end-to-end HR life cycle, for example. So those can be classified into few modules or the main work areas like global human resource, workforce rewards, workforce management, talent management, and work-life solutions. So coming back to the cloud applications, we have in the Oracle cloud or any cloud, for example, IBM or Amazon cloud, any cloud it could be. So cloud computing can be classified into three types. One is software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. So in the software as a service, we do have some products like ERP, HR, EPM, data, and SCM, and so on. So our HR is a human capital management. HCM cloud will comes under HR software. And coming to the platform as a service, they can offer data management, app development, integration, security, and analytics, and all those things. And coming to the infrastructure as a service, they can also provide the compute, storage, and networking as well. So generally the small scale companies or the startups and the middle scale companies can get benefited by using the cloud computing. So because all these will be provided by the cloud providers like Oracle, IBM, or Amazon, or Google, or something. So these services would be provided, for example, then you need to maintain and all those things. So that burden will be taken care by the cloud providers like Oracle or IBM. So whatever the cloud provider it was, they will maintain the data centers and they will maintain the applications and they will do all the maintenance tasks instead of showing the burden on the small organizations which they cannot do it and spend a huge cost. Mainly the cost reduction purpose, the cloud computing will be more beneficial. And how our Oracle HCM cloud got boom really was HCM cloud was one of the ERP application mostly used in last 5 years. For example, HCM has got its own importance within the market, competing with the success factor and Workday ERP and so many ERPs. For example, PeopleSoft, eBusiness Suite, and all those things, where it has enhanced its features and it was really simple, flexible, and it can easy to maintain. So that's the reason why HCM got its own importance. So coming to the SaaS model, how the acquisition has taken place, starting from the on-premise application to the cloud application. So when we are using the traditional on-premise applications, they used to maintain the application, data, runtime, middleware, OS, and virtualization, server, storage, networking, and all at the client place. So later on, they're very difficult to maintain with the client place, and they are started giving these outsourcing to the cloud companies, starting from the virtualization, server, storage, and networking. The rest of the things from the OS was taken care by the client. And later on, client was only bothered about application and data, and rest of the things given to the third parties or cloud providers. So finally, they trust the cloud providers and given all the application, data, runtime, and everything in the middleware. For example, we do have platform-based services like analytics, security, and all those things. So everything they were handed over to the cloud providers like Oracle, IBM, or any cloud provider like Amazon. So they are just taking the subscription of the software for the years based 1 year or 2 years or 10 years. So based on that only they will maintain, and after the subscription completed, they will end that subscription. So coming to the security in the Oracle Fusion HCM, security was configured in the security console. Starting from the home page, we can navigate to the tools, and in the tools, we can configure the security based on the roles. For example, in the Fusion, we follow RBAC process, role-based access control, where until unless you have the roles, you don't have the access. So how we create the roles and security console and security profile options we have seen here. Yep, there are so many types of roles like job role, duty role, privileges, and data role and abstract role. Whereas we will only assign the data role and abstract role directly to the users. But some part of job roles like HR, line manager, and employee roles will be directly assigned to the employees. So rest of the roles will form an inheritance to form another role or abstract role. So how we assign the roles is nothing but a role provisioning to the employees. We can set the role provisioning so that we can decide how we can assign those roles to the employees by using role provisioning options. So these things we can see in the security part in the brief. And let me discuss in brief how the HCM is into the market and how we create a tomorrow from today. For example, our Oracle HCM Cloud provides an organization with a complete HR systems that is enjoyable, flexible, and intelligent, meeting both current and future organization requirements. So that is the reason why this HCM got boom into the market in the present days. For example, we can have slides like how it was a focus and how the transformation was happening. So you can see here what's new on Oracle HCM Cloud. Let's say we can also organize that in the desktop applications or tablets or mobile phones, which made simple to organize your Oracle ERP solutions. Let's say Oracle offers a complete HCM cloud solutions for workforce planning, especially workforce planning is nothing but their management of their employment and employees, jobs, positions, and all those things, and recruiting, global HR, talent management, learning, work-life solutions, and all those things. And let's say how it was payroll was organized for the employees, third parties, and vendors as well. So each and every country has its own payroll localization. Based on the localization we opt, so the Oracle will be taking care about the patches and all those things and maintenance. So let's move on to yeah. So navigation was made easy in the Oracle HCM Cloud, where we can easily navigate to the home pages. So once you log in with the home page, we can easily manage our own self-service options, starting from the person information or career benefits or anything. Generally, the HR will be the key people or administrator in this Oracle ERP systems where they'll be doing all the end-to-end operations. And Oracle strategic workforce planning. Yes, we can also build planning based on the OTBI reports or any dashboards configured within the Oracle HCM so that we can have analytics or forecasting to the next upcoming years with the current data. For example, For the past 5 years data, we can pull the report or into the analytics way so that we can estimate the budget and other related workforce planning for the next upcoming years as well by making use of this feature. And Oracle recruiting, yes, Oracle recruiting was made very easy in this current versions in 19D and 20A example. For example, we can easily post a job requisition or ORC, we call it as Oracle Recruiting Cloud. So once we post the job within an internal or external, that can be published. And if someone hired till they get onboarded into the system, so total process will be taken care in the recruiting. So before we used to have Talio, where now they are currently using ORC as well for onboarding purpose as well. So these are all the major advantages of using Oracle HCM Cloud, where we can efficiently work with so many clients over 200 countries and all those things. And let's talk about how the implementation was done. So mainly a project in the implementation project, how we are going to do setups and all those by using the functional setup manager was the tool where it was available to do each and every setup, whether it could be functional or technical. So first we need to plan what are the configurations we are doing, and then we need to go to the setup and maintenance and get started with your work. Then the implementation process starts. If you want to import or export any data, you are going to do it from here. And then we can able to maintain all those data in the application. So why FSM? So because if you want to create any project, for example, all we are doing is this for configuring an ERP application. So our company, for example, our organization or company, we should form it in application first. First, we need to create an implementation project, so starting from the scratch. After creating the implementation project, we need to select the offerings. Offerings are nothing but the modules which we are going to use based on the subscription. So then after selecting the offerings and features and options based on, we should be implementing this Oracle ERP by having these rules like application implementation manager or consultant, so that we can do the setup task for these applications. And coming to here, yes, once we create an implementation project with offerings and all those things, we will make sure we do all the setups when related to enterprise structure and then load the project so that we can do the rest of the configurations in the setup and maintenance task from the functional setup manager FSM tool. So this is how FSM tool will be helpful to do the configurations. And apart from that, let me tell you the brief introduction about the global HR. So yeah, this was the global human capital management pillars, or we can call it as a some kind of modules or offerings or pillars. It could be, for example, starting with HR, it includes all the core HR, core human resource topics like enterprise structure, work structures, and all those information. And Workforce Directory gives you the accessibility to view the information within the organization, the people who are already working with the organization. And workforce modelings like OTBI reports and analytics will give you the reporting structure and other analysis with regards to the data. And workforce prediction and work reputation management will give you the analysis about the workforce within our ERP application. Here, the global payroll and localizations, let's say, for example, based on the country, the global payroll was configured. Let's say US payroll, UK payroll, like that, we do have few localizations based on the country. So where Oracle will be taking care about the patches and other payroll related updates. So we just opt in or opt out or based on how our business process was in the Oracle ERP applications. And apart from that, we do have global interface, global payroll interface. If you don't want to implement the payroll, we can also, by making use of global payroll interface, we can send the information to other third-party payroll applications. And coming into the benefits and compensation, yes, the company was having, or the organization has so many flexible benefit plans or healthcare plans we can configure by using the benefit plans for that. And we also build a compensation plans for giving the bonus and annual increments and stocks and so on. And coming to the absence management, we can create an absence plan, absence type, so that the employees can record the absences, holidays, vacations, and so on. Whether it was paid or unpaid, we can design all the things in the design phase of absence plans. And in the Oracle time and labor, we are going to set up all the time related devices or time entry layouts, or we configure the timesheets to the employees. and how we submit the timesheets. For example, we can set all the project related information and project costing or project details, how we want to enter for the time for that particular employee. And coming to the talent management, yes, starting from the tally onboarding or recruiting cloud. So how the progress of the employee was monitored by making use of career development, goal management by assigning or creating few goals to them. And learnings was how the trainings was going on within the internal organization for all the employees, and performance management. So performance and portfolio management or succession management will give you the core performance of the employees, where we will be monitoring all the performance related information to the employees, and we will take the reviews in the end of the year or quarter or something. And work-life solutions will give you the brief introduction about the my competitions or repetitions or my volunteering or my wellness, the extracurricular activities within the organization. If you want to donate or do some activities or sports clubs, or all those things will be managed in the workforce life cycle. So next, the global or core HR implementation procedure. So as I said, starting from the global HRV enterprise, we should form an enterprise or nothing but a company organization structure, so that ESC tool, we call it as an interview based tool, where we will be creating the divisions, legal entities, business units, reference data sets, and business units and set assignment IDs as well. So based on this enterprise structure configurations, we'll be configuring the work structures as well, like jobs, positions, grades, and other departments, business units, and so on. So once everything was configured, we can review the configuration and we can load that into the application. So this is the setup and maintenance work area, where we can load the main locations where the enterprise was located physically on the geographic location. And as I said, FSM was the tool where we would be generally using a setup and maintenance work area for the enterprise HCM information to be managed. The brief in detail about this organization, whichever we are configuring in the ERP Oracle HCM Cloud application. So employment modules, how we generate the person numbers will be taken care over here in the employment information, and currency related information, salary related information could be entered in the manage enterprise HCM information, and how we are going to generate the person numbers, whether it could be manual, automatic, upon final save or prior to submission. So we have so many options to opt how we are going to generate the employee numbers for them, or if you want to have any validations to the national ID or something else, we can put it. And coming to the setup and maintenance, how we are going to manage our divisions and all those things. Legal entity was a country specific instance where we will be creating a legal entity for high level classification. For example, if you take a TCS as a company, so TCS was into many countries like US, India, and so on. So each and every country will have at least one legal entity, or it could be more. So each legal entity can be associated with payroll, statutory unit, and legal employer if you have a payroll module. And this is about how the legal entity information was configured, and other payroll, statutory unit information related to tax and all those things will be configured in the enterprise. So once this was configured, business units and departments, we should be configuring based on the organization structure, how we are going to create within the organization jobs, positions, and how we hire an employee. For example, how we are going to hire the employee with all the information. And coming to the security, how we are going to give the rules, and how we are going to set up the customized roles and other data roles. For example, how we are going to get the data roles or providing the security within the role, how we are going to copy the role or customize the role, and all those things will be dealt over here. So this is the brief introduction about the Oracle HCM Cloud, where it has its own pillar. For example, each and every module has its own importance, starting from core HR, payroll, benefits, compensation, absence management, Oracle time and labor, performance management, and work-life solutions. So this is Avinash. I am working with InnoApps from the Malaysia, where I will be a functional or techno-functional consultant within our organization for configuring this ERP application within the Oracle Cloud HCM, dealing with most of the implementation projects and support projects as well. So kindly reach out to me for any doubts or queries on this. Thank you.